Do you really trust your bank in 2025? Let's be honest, most of us grew up believing the bank was the safest place in the world for our money. We were told, deposit it, forget about it, and watch it grow. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Does your money actually grow in the bank? Or does it quietly wither away? Remember Silicon Valley Bank? One of the most trusted institutions in America's tech hub collapsed literally overnight. Customers went to bed thinking they were secure, and by morning their accounts were locked, their money frozen. Imagine logging into your bank app tomorrow and seeing $0 staring back at you. What would you do? Who would you call? Would you even get an answer? That's the reality. The system we were taught to trust doesn't always deserve our trust. Meanwhile, inflation keeps gnawing at your savings like a mouse in your pantry. Your money is quietly shrinking while you're out there working hard to earn it, and the interest banks pay you. Let's be real. That's less than what you'd spend on a Starbucks latte or a 2-hour parking spot in downtown LA. So here's the big question. Why are we still treating banks like fortresses when in reality, they're more like leaky boats? The world has changed. The way we save needs to change too. If you don't adapt, you risk losing not just money, but peace of mind. That's why today, we're diving into 7 smarter assets, real strategies to protect and grow wealth in a world where traditional savings accounts are becoming financial traps. Some of these will sound familiar, others might surprise you. One of them may even sound a little crazy, but thousands of people are already using it to quietly build generational wealth. But before I get into the list, I want you to pause and ask yourself, have you or someone you love ever lost money in a bank crisis? Maybe during the 2008 financial meltdown, or more recently when regional banks started wobbling again. If so, you know how gut-wrenching it feels, and your story might help someone else avoid the same fate. Now let's set the stage. Here's the economic reality we're living through in the US today. Inflation still eats away at your dollars year after year. Interest rates are higher than credit card bills after Christmas shopping. And even large banks are under pressure. So while you're sleeping peacefully, thinking your cash is safe, it's actually losing value and still 100% exposed to risk. That's why we need to talk about real alternatives. Assets that don't just sit there but protect, grow, and diversify your wealth. Let's start with the most reliable of all. Asset 1. Treasury bonds. Security with a side of sleep at night. Think of treasury bonds as the vanilla ice cream of investments. They may not be exciting, but they're dependable. You're basically lending money to Uncle Sam, and unlike that one cousin who still owes you $50 from 3 Thanksgivings ago, the US government actually pays you back. Right now, treasuries are yielding over 4% annually, far better than most savings accounts. And here's the kicker, when crises hit, these bonds actually become more valuable, because nervous investors run to them for safety. They're not perfect. If you sell before maturity, the price can fluctuate. But if you want predictability and security, treasury bonds give you exactly that. Platforms like Treasury Direct or brokers like Fidelity make it easy to start with as little as $100. So if your priority is sleeping soundly at night, this is a rock-solid foundation. Asset 2. Real estate. Tangible stability. They say money doesn't grow on trees, but it can grow on land. Think about it. While dollars lose value sitting in a bank, a well-chosen property can generate monthly income through rent and appreciate in value over time. Cities like Austin, Nashville, and Raleigh have seen home values rise over 40% in just the last few years. That's not just keeping up with inflation, that's building wealth. Yes, real estate comes with headaches, leaky faucets, property taxes, and the occasional tenant who thinks paying rent is optional. But even with those challenges, property has been one of the most consistent long-term wealth builders in history. And if you don't have the cash for a down payment, REITs, real estate investment trusts, let you invest in real estate through the stock market, often with just a few $100s. Asset 3. Gold. The timeless refuge. Gold is like that one friend who never changes, always reliable, always there when things fall apart. While governments print money like it's monopoly cash, Gold remains scarce, solid and indestructible. In fact, in 2025, gold hit historic highs, surpassing $3,000 an ounce. Why? Because when uncertainty rises, people instinctively run to gold. Even central banks, those same institutions that tell us to trust the system, are quietly stockpiling it. Now, gold won't pay you rent or dividends, but as financial insurance, it's unbeatable. As Warren Buffett's partner Charlie Munger once said, "Gold is what you sew into your clothes if you're fleeing Vienna in 1939. That's how powerful it is as a last resort safeguard. Asset 4. Collectibles and luxury items. Here's where it gets fun. While most people keep their money trapped in banks, some are building wealth with art, watches, sneakers, and even Lego sets. Crazy? Maybe, but it's real. A Rolex Daytona once bought for $200 sold for $17 million. Certain Lego sets have outperformed the stock market over the past decade. A Ferrari 250 GTO, $70 million. Why? Scarcity, beauty, status. People will always pay for rarity and story. Now, this isn't the most practical investment. You can't exactly sell a Picasso to pay your electric bill. But for those with patience, taste, and strategy, this world offers opportunities far beyond what banks provide. And with platforms like Masterworks or Rally, even everyday investors can now buy fractional shares in collectibles, making this world more accessible than ever. So yes, sometimes the things gathering dust in your basement could be worth more than your savings account. Asset 5. Physical cash. Now let's talk about something so simple, so old-fashioned, that most people overlook it completely. Cash. Yes, I'm talking about the green paper bills, not the numbers glowing on your banking app. Sounds boring, right? But here's the thing. During banking crises, boring suddenly becomes beautiful. Think back to 2023 when Silicon Valley Bank went under, or in Greece in 2015 when banks literally froze people's accounts. In Lebanon in 2019, depositors could only withdraw tiny amounts of their own money, if at all. Imagine this. You're on a road trip. Your debit card suddenly won't work. Your phone has no service, and the gas station doesn't take Apple Pay. What's going to get you back on the road? Not your bank's 24/7 customer support line. Not your credit card that's temporarily declined for security reasons. Nope, it's a few good old-fashioned paper bills sitting safely in your wallet. Here's the reality. Physical cash gives you control. It's instant, private, and immune to power outages, cyber attacks, and bank freezes. But let's be clear, it's not about keeping shoeboxes of cash under your bed like a movie gangster. That's just asking for trouble. The smart move is to keep a modest reserve, enough to cover 1 to 2 months of living expenses. Financial experts like Sue Zimmerman recommend at least $1,000, $2,000 in a secure hidden safe at home. Think of it as your break glass in case of emergency fund. Not an investment, not a growth tool, but pure insurance against those unpredictable moments when the system reminds you it's not as reliable as you thought. So ask yourself this: if ATMs went dark tomorrow, if your card stopped working at the grocery store, would you have enough actual dollars in hand to get by? Or would you be standing in line, hoping the bank's doors reopen? Cash is freedom, as long as you treat it with respect. Asset 6. Your own business, the asset you control. This one isn't bought, it's built, and it just might be the most powerful wealth-building tool of all: your own business. Here's the truth. When your money sits in the bank, it quietly loses value. When you run a business, that same money can multiply itself. A dollar isn't just a dollar anymore. It's an employee out there hustling on your behalf, bringing back friends. And before you roll your eyes thinking, not everyone can start a business, let's break that down. A business doesn't have to be a billion-dollar tech startup. It can be as simple as a small online store on Shopify, a craft shop on Etsy, a YouTube channel sharing what you know, a service in your community, cleaning, tutoring, fitness training. Think about Johnny from Johnny's Pizza. He started with one oven and a counter. Today he has 5 locations, a loyal customer base, and employees running the day-to-day. While most people were waiting for their bank savings to grow at 1% per year, Johnny's business grew 100% in a few months because he dared to take control. And this isn't just neighborhood pizza stories. Jeff Bezos started Amazon by selling books in his garage. Sarah Blakely started Spanx with $5,000 in savings and became a billionaire. Elon Musk, he risked everything on ideas people once laughed at. The point is, your business is the one asset you truly own, control and shape. Yes, it's risky. Yes, it requires strategy and resilience. But it's also the one thing that can change your financial destiny forever. So here's a tough but necessary question. Are you building something that works for you when you're asleep? Or are you still letting your money nap in a savings account, earning pennies? Asset 7. Cryptocurrencies. And finally, the most controversial asset on this list, cryptocurrencies. Some people love them, others call them a bubble. But one thing you can't deny is this. In just over a decade, crypto, especially Bitcoin, has completely rewritten the conversation about money. Unlike dollars, crypto isn't controlled by a government, a central bank, or a politician with a printing press. Bitcoin, for example, has a hard cap of 21 million coins. No bailouts, no let's just print 1 trillion more. It's scarcity by design. And the numbers? If you had invested just $100 in Bitcoin back in 2010, you'd have more than $50 million today. Now, past performance never guarantees future results, but you can't argue with history. It has outperformed every traditional asset of the past decade. Is it volatile? Absolutely. Will the price sometimes drop so fast it makes your stomach churn? Without question. But here's why people take it seriously. Bitcoin runs 24/7, never closing like a bank. It's borderless. Send value anywhere in the world instantly. It can't be manipulated by one government's decision. Even major institutions have started buying in. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, now offers Bitcoin ETFs. El Salvador made Bitcoin legal tender. MicroStrategy, a US company, turned billions of its reserves into Bitcoin, calling it digital gold. The way I see it, gold was the safe haven of the analog world. Bitcoin may be the safe haven of the digital era. That doesn't mean you should bet the farm on it. But ignoring it completely, that might be just as risky. A smart move for most people is to allocate a small percentage, just enough to get exposure without losing sleep. Start small, learn, grow as you gain confidence. So here's the final question. In a world where banks can fail, currencies can be devalued and inflation eats your savings, don't you think it's worth at least considering a financial system that plays by entirely different rules? Wrapping it up. So there you have it. 7 assets that challenge the old school idea of just leave it in the bank and you'll be fine. Treasury bonds, safety and predictability. Real estate, the tangible, long-term wealth. Gold, the timeless safe haven. Collectibles, cash. Freedom, when systems fail. Your own business, gain control. Autonomy, unlimited upside. Cryptocurrencies, the digital frontier of value. Each of these has its place. Each offers protection against a system that has shown cracks time and again. Leaving all your money in the bank isn't just boring. In today's world, it's risky and maybe even a little reckless, because at the end of the day, the safest place for your money isn't just a bank, it's in your hands, once you learn how to use it wisely. The goal isn't to abandon banks completely, but to think bigger, smarter and more strategically about where you put your hard-earned money. Drop your thoughts, because hearing your strategies not only helps others, but sparks conversations we all need to be having. So the question is, which of these will you choose to trust with your future? Will you keep all your money in a system that's proven fragile? Or will you diversify, explore and build a financial strategy designed to survive and thrive in the 21st century?